None.
So that's kind of like what happens. Like, listen, even Train has dropped me out of the box because, like for instance, I am going to bring this up because this is what I'm talking about. Danielle, you have been on the phone with me, and I'm going to say this respectfully because I know that she hangs out in your boxes, but I am going to ask just to be able to get this out. And this is why I won't revert back or have a conversation, and I ask people not to tag me or speak to me for any reason. You asked my friend Kimmy if I beat my children, as if it's any of your fucking business anyway, right? But you've been on the phone with me when you were struggling in your own mental health, and I was the one that talked you off the edge, Danielle. I talked you off the edge. I sat on the phone with you for hours when nobody else would give you the time or day. But it was so easy for you to run with a story and drag me and talk about me beating my kids and this, and that. It was so easy for you to do that. So no, you don't deserve a conversation with me. There's nothing to be cleared up. There's nothing to be cleared up. You knew that. I defended you when nobody else would. Nobody else would. And you still out here months later gonna ask a friend of mine when you've been on calls with me when I was the only one there for you and nobody else would even give you the time or day. I was the one that dug so deep into your life that really could have destroyed you on this app. But because I put your mental health first, because I knew where you were, right? And I didn't do it and never told anybody. I never told anybody anything. Right? And you still took a chance. You're gonna let me
clear it
I don't
up.
love fighting.
That's all I did was clear your name. Me and Kimmy had a conversation, and we literally just now had a conversation, and I cleared your name.
Guys, you're not. Bullet. And she's gone. I was going to say, let her finish her sentence.
Argue back and forth with her. She'll drop first.
Well, EPM, I just wanted to let you know, listen, any of you guys can message any of us at any time if y'all have something to say.
Hi, Sassy.
We'll make it work. We'll make it work.
Yeah,
I know
like
that there's a very much past history. Please do not worry about where. Listen, if you want to go in It's Me Jen's live and ask your motherfucking questions, that's where you can go. Ain't nobody gonna stop.
I just didn't it was twisted this morning by May, and Kimmy was attacked for it, and I didn't want that to be the narrative.
No
I wanted
worries.
to clear it up. I absolutely, and I'll say it again in this live, I absolutely do not agree with Missy and her husband. I absolutely think he was gross what he did, and he was wrong. He was the man. He was 26 years old. That's wrong. I don't care. You can't make an excuse for it. It's just plain ass wrong. Right? I don't know the full story and just parts of it, and that what part I heard was I said it was wrong. It doesn't matter how you twist it, it's wrong. But I just didn't want you guys to get the wrong narrative and then come at Wreck-It because they said Wreck-It supports Missy. Nobody in Wreck-It supports Missy.
Y'all are good.
No, listen. Every time if they try to come into this in a Wreck-It slide, Sassy is on that like white on rice. Oh my God.
Well,
She would drag the shit out of Missy.
I like Sassy too. I mean, she a little crazy, but I think she's hell,
Let's knock it off in the comments.
Yeah, she's funny. I want to just finish what I was saying. So that got brought up, right? Listen, you don't have the right, nor am I going to give you the right to clear my name on something you drug me on. See, I'm not a back and forth kind of person. I'm real black and white. Either we're friends and you're going to love me unconditionally as I do my friends, or you're going to pick and choose and flip flop fish out of water. That's where I stand. I absolutely did do that, but I also came to you and didn't go anywheres with it, and I was the one that told you that I did it. I didn't drag you for any of that stuff. None of it. None of the stuff that I found. I came to you.
And I think how your name got brought up, how your name got brought up, Blessed, is because somebody had mentioned Joe, and I was like, I don't know who that. They talked about it last night, and I didn't know who you were. You had said something to Jen, but I thought it was a guy. I didn't know they were talking about you until this morning.
Yeah, Joe was directly affected with the whole Joey situation and all of that as well. So that's how her name comes into it.
Well, yeah, but I didn't know it was Blessed. I didn't know that was her name until this morning. That's why I was like, what? And when they kept saying it, and then they were talking about another girl, and I was like, I don't know that story either. this other girl
Yeah.
they were bringing up.
And like I said, somebody in the comments said, well, Joe and Blessed is sitting with Grow. And I'm like, nah, they might have sat in the same live, but there don't no way in hell that Blessed is going to
And
be,
you're right,
oh,
Karmatic.
me and Grow we let bygones be bygones. We cool like that. I'm like, nah, no. I said, she kind of not like that. I'm not, well, it's the same way what she is with Nicole. It's like, fuck you all day. You know what I mean? But we
Right.
can be in the same box when it's a topic that isn't between us two about something else that they might agree on.
And see, and even for the most part, charismatic, I don't do that either. The only reason there was 2 times because May's lying ass tried to say that Nicole and I was besties, which for me, bestie is a serious situation, and
Yeah.
it's an honor for me to call somebody my bestie, and I take it as an honor for somebody to call me their bestie because that means that they can really confide in me. You know, I'm their confidant. That is definitely not what Nicole is to anybody, and. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. My last video that I post, I want you to know the truth is coming. The truth is coming, and I'm gonna dig so deep on you, Nicole. Like the one thing about this is my whole life has been affected. There's no more that anybody could do to me. So I'm telling you, Nicole, Miss Angelina, Jarrett, Michael, all of them. Your adopted mama, your biological mama, Miss Beth Hernandez. I'm gonna dig so fucking deep that you're gonna run to the bathtub. Not need help to get out of the bathtub. The problem is you won't get in the bathtub. So
And the one thing that I could say that I have seen about Blessed is she really doesn't do the enemy of my enemy is now my friend thing.
Oh no. Nope.
No, I've never seen her do
No.
that. Like, especially if somebody came for her real life. I've never seen her say, "Oh, okay, let's click up because we don't like the same person now." I've never really seen her do that. So for May to say that her and Nicole are besties now, please. I was there when Nicole and Grove were dragging her about her kid
She
and
said
bringing
we
up
were so
her
much
husband.
besties, charismatic, that not only were we besties, but Nicole defended me at one time because Mamie
Nicole
was
ain't
going to
never
speak on
defended
me.
you.
She's
Nicole ain't
never
never
defended me. I never spoke to her. Me and Ashlyn have been friends for over a year. I wouldn't even go in Ashlyn's boxes when Nicole was there. The only reason I did it these past 2 times is because what May stated, and then she dropped out and she had to be unblocked for that reason to even come in my live. And because she was in my friend's live and the situation was going on. Now, I will say that time with Alyssa in the live, she was respectful and she was making sense. But then here you go right back to the same thing. You're claiming certain things happened to you that I now know is 100% a lie. That, like I said, stay tuned. And trying to act like your past trauma and you know how this feels, but you're ready to put it out on other people, but you don't want to match that same energy that she's drugged and caused harm to other people when you know for a fact that Joseph Wade McDaniel is a registered sex offender and his wife, old pissy Missy, Melissa McDaniel, is defending it and saying that it's okay and it's not. Y'all are even going farther to try to silence the victim. And my statement to Jen is you can't say that you got True Crew behind your name and you don't body shame and you don't victim shame and you don't do this. And that's exactly what the fuck you're doing. It's wrong. It's absolutely wrong. You don't get to speak and be there for one person and then box hop and homie hop and hop drop and all that because it fits your narrative because now you're getting clicks and views. That doesn't work for me at all. It just doesn't.
From my understanding, it sounds like they're trying to re-victimize the victim.
They are.
I have never seen, listen, I know Jen. Well, I thought I did. I would have never thought that some of the things that have come out recently dealing with Joseph, because, you know, she dug up my husband's criminal record. She also dug up paper and gave it to Train. And she also had her own feelings with us on calls about this. I would have never thought in a million years that she would absolutely not in any kind of way try to silence a victim or make the comment that, yeah, I do, make the comment that who cares? Go get this, go get that. I'll even pay for it. Who cares? Who cares? People care. People
I think the victim
absolutely
cares.
care.
The victim cares too, especially if they're being told that they're lying and you're shaming them. at 15 years old. What the fuck does a 15-year-old know? You know what I mean?
She'll tell her story soon enough.
And to say that who cares? Well, the people that also got dragged for either defending him or going against him, saying this is fucking wrong, and everything that they've been saying this past what almost year, you know, it was more than just a text.
So
So
I'm gonna
yeah,
hop up
people
out of
care.
here. There's a lot of them coming in, and like I said, I stand on my truth, and it is what it is. It doesn't matter who likes it or don't. My feelings are valid. It doesn't make them facts, but it's facts in my life. And how does it affect my friends, my family, and it continues to affect people. And I'm not. I stand with Train unconditionally. Unconditionally. You know, I know that there's been stuff going on. I don't want to go into it. I stand with Kimmy. I stand with other people that Kimmy doesn't get along with. The boundaries set. We don't. You know, we keep it moving, and that's just how I move. So I wish y'all nothing but the best. But I definitely don't fuck with any of them, and I don't hold nothing against it. Everybody has the right to go in anybody's box to ask any kind of questions. If I have questions, I will go to that person directly and ask them.
Amen.
Well, I have a question for you, Blessed. And Train.
She blesses at work. She did said she was just stepping outside to answer this because May May and them went at Kimmy this morning and
For what?
accused Reckitt of supporting Missy and Willis. Right? Is that his name, Willis?
Right. Well,
Okay.
Joey, but yeah, he goes by
Okay.
Willis,
Whatever.
Joey,
Whatever the
whatever.
hell his name is. I keep saying him because I can't remember his name. That's how
Hey,
insignificant he
girl.
is. But and I wanted to clarify, I absolutely went in and we had an adult conversation with Jen, and she explained her side, and I explained that, you know, I don't support him because he was an adult when he made that choice. He was a grown ass man. It was wrong, right? We were having an adult conversation and me asking questions. So I'm just not sure how that turned into me supporting Missy and him. Like, so I wanted to clarify it, and Train came in, and I said I can't go in your live because whenever I'm in a live with May, she yells, she screams and screams at me. So I can't go in there and ask questions at Trains because I don't want to be yelled at when I'm trying to ask a question, just to clarify and get the right answers.
Right. And
So,
my question is, and I don't mean to be disrespectful to anybody, but how can anybody have somebody back them
oh, you're hard
that
to hear.
literally I'm hard to hear? Is that what you
Yeah,
said, EPM?
yeah, you're a little
Can
low.
y'all hear me? Is that better?
Yep, go ahead.
Okay. My question is just how can anybody have somebody back them that when Train found out the truth, and I mean Train's been going hard with Bless for a good minute on Willis, but people that are in her boxes supporting her literally attacked people for standing beside Train and Blessed against Joey, and so I'm just confused.
What? I'm sorry, Rodeo Mom. I heard some of your question. I'm at work. So is the question like the same people that are attacking me now are the same people that were standing beside me? Is that your question? Like, why are they doing that?
No, the same people that were attacking you then are standing beside you now because they're not sitting with the same people, and I'm just
Oh,
confused as to.
so put a name on it,
Yes,
girl.
I think.
Just like
I
who's
mean,
Because
who,
bro,
and I
Yeah,
can
no,
tell.
bro,
no, I'm gonna name it.
you know,
So
Hold on.
bro, absolutely back Joey, and anybody that went after Joey or went after Missy for this, once you walked away from them because you found out the truth, she
Uh-huh.
absolutely attacked them. She absolutely threatened them. And now that she's not sitting with Nicole, now she wants to, forget what she's done and said to other people on Joey's behalf and on Missy's behalf, but now she's die hard against it. But she was one of them even when you were calling it out
that was a leave Joey alone or I'm going to come after you real life type of mess.
And I see exactly what you're saying. And then I've got It's Me Jen down there in the comments saying that whole part, but she was the one rocking with me, getting the paperwork for me to expose, and now she's over here saying what Train's doing is wrong. When Jen put a whole ass man in prison for doing something to her child. Like,
wait, wasn't Jen just in fucking Missy's live like last night?
Yes.
The situation saying it happened 13 years ago.
Jen is the one that gave me the CAD call that her friend got for me to prove to Melissa that her mother-in-law did not call the police on her the day she went to jail, that it was her husband. Jen was also trying to get the papers for me to expose, and because Jen didn't want her hands dirty, she gave it to Train because Train has a mouth. But now she's over here talking about, oh, this is wrong. But it wasn't wrong when you threw somebody in jail, Jen, that touched on your child. But because I don't fuck with you no more, Jen, and now you're like, oh, this is wrong. I got screenshots and group chats for days of Jen sitting there. Oh, we gonna get her. Oh, look at her crying. Oh, but now Jen wants to act like, oh, this is horrible. Oh my God. Like, talk about flip-flop.
I think Train doesn't give a shit about old beefs and all this. She's got one topic, which is getting the victim and her story out.
No, and
all the other shit can just fuck off for now. Not saying she might not address it later, but I think right now her only focus is this victim getting the truth out there that was been told a lie for.
And absolutely, and I agree with
you. Know what I mean?
Doing that 100%. I agree with them doing that. But those that were against them when they started it.
Here's the bigger issue. They speak on children. They speak sexually on children. And they're in a box while you're calling this out.
They wish that
Maymay herself has said that a child victim begged for it.
Right.
Is this Monster?
No,
is that Monster?
This is Karma.
No, this is Karma.
Grow Queen herself made some
record.
weird sexual scenario with my minor child.
And
Viking the other day said,
not to cut anybody off, but I mean, Maymay has spoken on my child, right? It's just like, it goes right back to what Karma
I don't want
said. It goes.
But I don't want your message to get lost because they're in the box.
That's what I was just getting ready to say. Because I got a couple of messages last night and then this morning and today while I was at work. They're like, Train, I think your message is getting lost because I can do this by myself. I don't need anybody
all the time. You
I don't have a problem doing it on my own. That's why people come to me, because they're scared to expose something themselves, and they pass it off to me so then they can be like, oh, it wasn't me, like it's me, Jen did.
Right. I think what you're doing is
when I put those people, right, I absolutely agree with you guys. When I put too many people in the box, the message gets lost. I am going to take that in consideration. And so when Sally decides to come live, it's going to be, her. And I agree. I absolutely agree with you guys. When I put too many people in the box and clicks don't, the message gets lost.
Well, and I know that you guys
and like I said, I agree.
Right? But Viking the other day said that a 5-year-old child who was essayed, admitted to sucking dick. He said that multiple times. That's gross.
Oh my God.
So,
I didn't hear that.
So your message calling this out, which is super important, is it's going to turn into a joke, right? Because he's in there talking about the child admitted to sucking dick. Maymay's talking
Can you
about
send me that recording? I didn't see that.
Yep.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And that's where
Maymay also saying he begged for it and he wanted more.
And this is why I said earlier is that like Train and Lala and Joe and all them don't know the history and the backstory of our side, and they're just here. They're like, there's a lot of things they don't know, and it's a long shit.
And I think that's what I was trying to say is what Karma said, but my words, look, I'm just getting home from a family reunion, so my words are not where they need to be, and Karma come in and said it best. Like, I just don't want y'all's message or exposure to get lost, because people do know and have seen what Viking said, what Maymay said, what Grover
because we're drawing attention to it, because that's gross.
And I don't want y'all, because I think what y'all's doing is absolutely important. I mean, Blessed and Train have been loud with Lala in the box about this, not caring the consequences that come to them with them going real life. And I
Nicole's
just
live right now talking about me. I don't care. I ain't scared. But Brody, I do want to answer this because I do got to get out the box, right? I said that to those very people in the box. I absolutely said it. Like, it was okay when y'all ran with it and you defended it, but now it's the weird behavior for me that now everybody's against it. And then Groho did speak up and say that she made her own decisions, but she was calling things out the bath bomb, but they weren't trying to hear it, which it goes right back to the fact that from what she stated in a roundabout way was bath bomb was more concerned and worried about getting the gifts and taking Missy's gifters and all that stuff. Hence to why, Missy left for about a month and a half because she didn't want Nicole in her box. But now she wants Nicole back in her box because she knows the truth is coming. So that there's that whole part as far as that. There's one thing about me. I have no problem with saying what I feel as though that needs to be said. As far as Viking, May and Gro being disgustingly nasty and speaking on children, I have called that out. I have said it to my friends. I didn't know about the newest thing that who is Viking said what he said, but they've always spoke nasty on children.
Right. I
May
just
recently spoke on mine. So, but
I
at the
don't
end of
want
the day,
anybody to look at y'all differently because y'all don't sit with them. Y'all are not them people, and I want everybody to get your message clear and understand, and don't want it affected by who's in the boxes.
Yeah,
Y'all
it
can
just
do whatever you want on your platform. I just want your message to be absolutely 100% clear because you guys don't do that stuff. You don't
No.
say those
And
negative
this is
things.
the
And
whole
it will
thing.
distract
Hold on
it.
a sec.
that whole damn part, Jen. You sitting over there talking about who cares, and sitting with them and defending. You you look up the definition and it now comes up your name. Stop playing. What you're doing is foul and wrong, and you are fucking disgusting for it.
Yeah,
Who
I mean, I'm
cares?
just
I
What I'm
care.
going to say,
going.
this is what I brought up. This is why this whole thing came about, was because I absolutely went in a box with Jen. Absolutely. And I had a conversation with Jen and I was asking questions because, and this is where I think we're talking about muddy in the water, right? Because I absolutely went into a box with her, asking questions, had a civil conversation like adults when we're yelling. I disagreed with some things. She disagreed with some things, but I couldn't do that in train. I didn't feel like I could do that in Trains Live because of the people up there. And I think that's what where the muddying of the water, right? And yes, Lala and Bless have never been ignorant to me, have never, either of you, Train, been disrespectful. And if it was you three in a box, no problem. I could ask those questions and I wouldn't feel like I'm going to be attacked or I'm going to be ridiculed because I asked a question maybe in the wrong manner. And that's why I haven't been going there. Does that make sense? And I think that's where my friends are coming.
Yeah, no, I totally understand. I absolutely agree.
Okay.
Yeah, for me again, it's just really, it's really the fact that the whole live awareness turns into a joke when there are people in there cheerleading for that awareness, right? That have very recently said really disgusting shit on children, sexual shit.
I'll be right back. My kid's calling.
Like it turns into a joke, and I don't want that to happen for you, but it is going to happen if they continue to be in these boxes cheerleading while they're talking about children admitting to sucking dick and making up weird, crazy sexual situations with children.
So what I would suggest, right, is to just keep it moving with, the ones that have done the research, done the digging, the ones that have been open and out about it, right? Like you, Train, Lala, Johanna, I just wouldn't crowd your boxes with other fucking people that are looking for followers and or just attention. Just keep it moving, keep it running with y'all is what I would suggest. Because they're not, it's hypocritical behavior, in my opinion.
I think it distracts off what you guys are
Yes.
trying to do, which is this is about the victim and getting the truth out there. And that's it. And that's who it should only be about. And that girl has every right to have her voice said and heard, whether it's through Train and the text messages until she is ready to come on and speak, and nobody should be silencing her or doing the passive aggressive threats of silencing her or telling her how she can talk or what she can say about her story.
Right.
Nope. I would just keep it her platform. If people want to come up one by one, ask questions, so be it. But I wouldn't allow all the other people, whom a lot of people feel that they are hypocritical, to cloud your boxes. That's all.
I can absolutely respect that.
I just want to say one thing, Jen. All of this is triggering to a lot of people because you don't know what people have been through in their lives or with their children. But your comment that you made loudly last night of it's been 13 years. He's already paid his price. I'm not going to tell my daughter's story because it's nobody's damn business. But it's been 9 years for her. And she's got one that she's taking care of because of it. Luckily, this young girl didn't have that. But for you to say something like that, that's a lifetime of trauma of dealing with, why did I sleep with him? Why did I let him do this? I was young, yeah. And she's worked through a lot of that. But once you've been through a trauma, especially that deep, and then you have to come to terms with what actually did happen and how she was used and manipulated. The fact that it is stated she was passed out on the couch from alcohol and pills when her mother came over there and finally busted it. So she wasn't doing it of sound mind. So for that to be said, that upset me last night. And, you know, I followed you for a long time. And I've come in your lives and said hi and whatnot. But I'm just being honest. Last night, that was very upsetting to me.
And I'm going to say that I know that it...
And I get that. And the reason that was said didn't have anything to do concerning the victim. It had to do with the fact that I've experienced this with my own child, and there was multiple victims. It wasn't just one. Statistically, when someone is molested or forcible, you know, it's a forcible situation, there is more than just one victim. And that's the point I was trying to make as far as the 13 years. There has only been the one victim. I wasn't trying to minimize.
Well, thank God it has only been one victim.
The only one that's been caught.
Can I speak? Can I speak?
We can't. That's not a fair statement, though, Jen. You say there's only been one.
Everybody else got the chance to speak. Can I speak?
I'm gonna speak too.
Minimize.
You can't say that's not a fact. It's not a fact, Jen.
Doesn't matter the amount of victims. There is a victim.
I was referencing why I said the 13 years, because of there's not been anyone reported other than that one. People can their lives can change. I have a friend that was 14 and her mother allowed her 26-year-old boyfriend to move in, and they've been married for almost 30 years. I don't agree with it. I said that.
Do you think that victim cares that he's changed?
Jen, are you telling me that you think that
if one murderer kills one person, does it make it okay if they didn't kill 5?
Jen, are you telling me that you think that people that do things to children can change? They can be cured? They can fix themselves?
No, absolutely not. A pedophile or anybody
that is the way that statement just came across to me.
Okay, well, let me answer. A pedophile or anybody that does anything forcibly, molestation, anything along those lines, there's wires crossed in the brain. There is no fixing them. It is there's no fixing it. That's the way they think. That's the way they act. Those are the things that they do. There is no cure for it. That's been medically proven. There is no cure for it. at all.
Jen, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Why did a time like, oh, it's been 13 years, you said that you feel like people could change, and now you just said if somebody touches a child or forces himself upon a child, that there's cross issues in the brain and it can't change. So which is it? They can change or they can't change?
It depends. It depends on the situation and the tier. There's a reason. There's a reason they have the different tiers. He is on the minimum tier.
No. That's what he was charged with and got put on, was the minimum tier.
And who's to say that the next time he goes on to Ashley, it's not going to move further?
Hold on, Ashley. For me, it's been 39 years. It never got turned in. So for 39 years.
He also is not on the minimum tier. He's tier 2, the middle.
For 39 years, my issue has never got justice. So you can't say there's only been one victim.
There has only been one reported.
Only one victim's parent turned it in.
Right, only one reported.
That doesn't
Jen,
mean there's only one. Only one got caught.
You say that he is a changed man, but that girl will be a victim for the rest of her life.
I never denied that.
Live with that.
I never denied that.
So it doesn't matter how long it's been or if he's changed, she will always be a victim for the rest of her life that has to live with that.
I agree with that.
They're scared to come forward. What
And-
if they're
and
not
they're-
have your voice?
And there may be, but who are we to accuse if we don't know?
I'm not accusing anything. I'm going by facts that
Yeah, you
changed
have to
last.
go off of what has happened.
And Lala has established facts. That's what I'm going off of.
There's nothing factual. There's nothing factual establishing more than one victim. There's nothing
There
factual.
doesn't have to be.
This is
One
what I'm
child
trying
is
to
one
say,
child too
Jen.
fucking many.
It doesn't
One
have to
child
be.
is one child too motherfucking many.
I agree.
So if I could ask the question real quick, Jen, have you been raped?
No.
Okay, so then you shouldn't speak on it because I'm a product of it, and I've been raped, and I'm still healing. There's still times that it tears my stomach up. You have no right to speak on it or to minimize somebody else's story, and you have all.
Did they get it? Where'd she go?
No, she muted.
I don't know if you can hear me. You
Yes,
of
ma'am.
all people, I never expected that from. You are one that always stands with the victim. You're the one that says, don't victim shame. Don't silence them. They have a right
How
to speak
am I
out. You're the one that created
minimizing
this- Let me
anything?
finish. Just like you want to
They don't
talk,
let me finish.
Let
They
me
were
finish.
talking over
That's
me.
them.
They-
That's not me.
they were
That's
talking over
them.
me.
That was okay because you're a coward right now. Because I'm fitting to hit you with some hard facts. Hard facts. The way you've been these past couple of days, the things you've been saying is not the person that you came out here and created for. Your content or anything. It's absolutely wrong. You created a safe place for my children to be able to tell their story, right? And the abuse and all the things that they went through from living with the paternal grandmother, right? We didn't silence them, but now we need to silence somebody else because it's been 13 years.
How am I silencing anyone? How?
I know you lying. I'm gonna
Tell me
I know
how.
you lying.
Tell me how.
You better download your live and watch the whole damn thing and then sit back, reset, and reflect. That's what I can tell you. Because if you don't see it, then you got a problem.
Hearing you say that statement, I wouldn't want to come forward because guess what? Only one victim has come forward, so it doesn't matter.